Paradox of boycotts and blockout 2024. Shout outs to Iona, who initially brought this to my attention. Iona McLeod, who said blockout 2024 might be something to cover. People are blocking celebrities en masse. Kim Kardashian has lost 3 million followers. I think Taylor Swift has lost 5 million followers. Could be one for your channel. So thank you to Iona for bringing it up. I wasn't aware of this when she sent this message a couple of days ago. So their numbers are probably a lot bigger now. And also how that kind of relates to yet another music festival being boycotted due to its links to the arms trade. So it's another case of music being used as a vehicle to whitewash war. And sometimes I get comments from people when I talk about politics to focus on the music. And then when I talk about music, like I did last night with the Kendrick Lamar versus Drake thing, people are saying, it's just a distraction. It's just a distraction. You should be talking about the real issues. And, you know, can I just start by saying I'll do what I want. I know that I can't please everyone. It's a distraction, it's a distraction, it's a distraction. I get it. That's what I say a lot. I have said over the years as well. It's all a distraction. And, yeah, I agree. It's a distraction, distraction. Everything is a distraction. So I will discuss it, that stuff, until the nuclear bomb hits us. I'm in Glasgow, so the nuclear bomb, if the nuclear war breaks out, it's happening just a few miles away from here. So I'll be discussing daft memes until that happens. But I'll also use this platform to bring attention to stuff that's going on in the world, whether it's current affairs, whether it's politics, whether it's war. And if it does make music fans uncomfortable, you don't need to watch it. But what I think you'll find is that music and politics are often intrinsically linked. And what we've got here with the situation with Blockout 24 and another festival being funded by the arms trade is a very good example of how these things are linked. We need to be grounded in reality to enjoy our escapism. And that's why enjoying things is still okay. It's okay to still enjoy things, despite the fuckery at play. Enjoying things while being aware of the bad stuff is anti-establishment, in my opinion. I can't talk about war and death all day, every day, but also I can't ignore the state of the planet, the state of the politicians, the state of everything. So anyway. Radio. So she sent this video and it's saying that the Hunger Games is becoming reality. Basically the video is the Hunger Games becoming a reality, and they're mixing footage of the Met Gala. Which, if you don't know, the Met Gala is where rich people wear fancy clothing, and they pay £75,000 to do that. Okay, so basically this all began because a TikToker called Hailey Bailey, who I think that's her name, I don't know about Hailey Bailey, but she used an audio of Let Them Eat Cake. Marie Antoinette allegedly said it, probably didn't, but is famously regarded as saying it. So it's just a kind of sort of metaphor for how out of touch celebrities can be. And the Met Gala is a place where very rich and wealthy celebrities and people from the fashion world all meet up to wear extravagant clothing, extravagant food, and they pay £75,000 per ticket. And this was just at the same time as yet another invasion had happened against the people of Palestine in the south of the region. And people just had enough, and this is how the blockout 2024 began. Hailey Bailey has apologised.
I never even thought it would be taken in that way.
I've edited this because it's quite a long apology. But what I would say is, Hailey Bailey, is that she didn't actually go to the Met Gala. She was brought in to do some content at a hotel nearby the Met Gala. So it was always her dream to go to the Met Gala, and she agreed to get involved. The Let Them Eat Cake thing is apparently a viral audio on TikTok. She was unaware of the connotations. And she was obviously woke up shocked to realise that she'd lost 1 million followers on TikTok. I think she's around about 10 million. So that's quite a lot. I think she does come across quite well, and I think that it's maybe the fact that she's getting so much of the blame here. Maybe it was an honest mistake. Give her the benefit of the doubt. But it's tapped into the fact that people are sick of very rich people showing off their wealth while people are literally starving, while people are destroying humanitarian aid trying to get into Palestine. So, if we take Hailey Bailey at her word, it's not about picking on her, but it is good that this has caused a reaction, because, I mean, I don't care. I couldn't care less if Kim Kardashian loses 5 million followers. I think she's going to lose a lot more followers when certain things come out in the future. But Taylor Swift, I've got nothing against Taylor Swift, never listened to her music, but she's got more influence than, say, Keir Starmer. She's definitely got more influence than Keir Starmer, the leader of the opposition. The Taylor Swift Corporation is worth a lot of money. So, when all the politicians have let you down, I'm all for a peaceful protest like this. And maybe it is time to unfollow or block people who won't speak on war crimes happening in front of our own eyes. It gets to a point, and the reason that pop stars and celebrities don't talk about things like this is because they don't want to lose money or offend anyone. When they start losing money, they may well see things differently. I think it's worth a try. Politicians aren't listening. Maybe people would listen to celebrities. Maybe they won't. Will it be effective? No idea. The boycott seemed to be harming Starbucks and now Barclays, who we're going to go into in a little second. And that takes us to another music festival that is sponsored by war. Music sponsored by war. It just seems to be what's happening this year. Now, obviously, it's a good thing for the warmongers to whitewash what they do and help their branding by sponsoring music events. Now, Barclays has allegedly made billions off of arms deals, and now they're supporting the Great Escape, which is a music industry showcase in Brighton. I've not played the Great Escape in Brighton myself, but I've been in Brighton while it was going on. It was at the same time as a poetry festival. I think the poetry festival, the Brighton Fringe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if it's always the same year, but I have been to the Brighton Fringe before and performed at that and had a good time there. And that was at the same time as the Great Escape was happening, but I wasn't invited to the Great Escape and I didn't go into the Great Escape. But I know what it is. And it's basically an industry showcase that happens every year. And now more than 100 acts quit, and that was 2 days ago. I believe the number is much nearer. 200 acts have pulled out of the Great Escape. Now, I don't want to judge anyone harshly who's going to play the Great Escape. I actually know people who are playing the Great Escape, so I don't want to have a go at anyone. I want to congratulate the bands that have pulled out, though, because it's a tough time for musicians, post-Brexit, post-lockdowns, in the middle of a cost of living crisis where less and less people can afford to go out and support up-and-coming musicians. So to actually cancel an opportunity like the Great Escape means that they're going to lose travel expenses. They'll have spent money on their train fares or their plane fares. They'll have spent money in hotels that they can now no longer use. And they've missed out on the opportunity to try and impress people in the music industry. And they might even have harmed their career by upsetting people in the music industry. That's also very possible. Simple as that. Just drop Barclays and everybody will still perform. The Great Escape haven't even commented on this. Even the fact that it's now on mainstream media and probably about half of the acts have now cancelled and are no longer playing. I did a video before about South by Southwest Festival, so I don't want to talk too much about my opinions on it. If you want to see what I think, you can watch the previous video. But I thought maybe what I'd do is end it with some tweets from the band Benefits. Has there been any official statements from the Great Escape in regards to the pullouts and protests? Bands, protesters, music media, all vocal now, but nothing from the organisers unless I've missed something. Like, from the outside, it just seems that they're going to have their fingers in their ears and they're going to ride it out as if nothing is happening, which is well and good, but if it was a fan who was unaware, unconcerned with the boycott, I'd be livid that a quarter of the lineup is gone, probably nearer half now. Maybe it's taken from South by Southwest from the organisers and participants effectively pretended they weren't even there on their social media. No mentions in Insta stories, no posting, timings or schedules, no thanks for coming posts after the show, nothing. And yeah, bands will drop out even at this late stage, and bands will get drafted in and be happy to do so. Yeah, it's I think Benefits have hit the nail on the head there, and if you go to the Great Escape page here, this is the one. If you've got the Great Escapes page here, you can see that there is absolutely no mention of it. The first full day is here. Yeah, it's just posting about some performances. So what do you think? Is it okay to enjoy things while bad things are happening, or should you choose a lane and just talk about social issues always, or just always talk about music? I personally think there's space for both. Also, what do you make out of the Block Out 2024 campaign? Should celebrities be forced into using their power to draw attention to war crimes that are happening in front of us, or should they be allowed to remain silent without losing a fraction of their fame and their money? And finally, is there any good reason why companies who associate with arms dealers should be allowed anywhere near music festivals featuring, I would assume, mostly pro-peace and anti-war artists? As always, I'm not saying that I'm right about all this stuff. This is my opinion. I always want to hear your opinions. It's your call on You Call That Radio. So leave a comment if you disagree with me or you agree with me. It's always just good to get a wee bit of a debate in these things. So leave a comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Brothers and sisters, may the peace that can only come from the one God be upon you. We are here to tell people that we hear you.